Got what you need.
With him, it's all fun and games.
What more could you ask for?
Afternoons with Zwelly on 947. Wake up with a bang.
Hey, wake up!
Anele and the club.
On 947.
Nothing says you are back from holidays, back for a new year, like a full. What do we? I can't even call it our voicemail. It's our voice note bank.
Yes.
Obviously, the holidays happened. A lot of things were happening to you, and you are just dying to let us know what is weighing heavily on your chest. This is the first voice note of the year.
Here's in Anele. Abafazi abafuna about my relationship, yes. Women just don't want to be in a relationship, especially women from Pretoria. So, throughout the festive season, I was on Tinder, online dating. I met this girl, liked her a lot. So, I suggested that we meet. I live in Midrand. She, on the other hand, is in Pretoria. She wants me to pick her up in Pretoria, take her to Melrose Arch, take her back to Pretoria, so that I drive back to Midrand after the date. I feel like we sometimes let go of logic just because we like someone. And for a whole first date, doesn't make sense to me.
Buddy, then don't date. There is no logic in romance. What do you think this is? You're supposed to do things like that.
I agree, right?
You're on the offensive here. You're out to impress. You're supposed to. So he doesn't want to leave Midrand, go pick her up in Pretoria, drive to Melrose Arch, have a fantastic time, and then drive back to Pretoria.
Look, it is quite a distance driving he's talking about.
Ska.
But I agree, if she's worth it.
Guys. No. We're not starting a great trek for one date.
What if she's literally not cool to be on the date with, and then you're
But that's how you'll find out, and that's the point of dating. Not everything's supposed to go smoothly when you're dating, guys. That's the point of dating.
No, but I'm just looking at the cost involved and the petrol in getting to the date.
You're kissing a few frogs.
Can't we go to a coffee shop close by for both of us, and then if I really like you, I'll take you to Melrose Arch?
She's put the
He could take her to Melrose Arch for the second date.
No.
She set the stakes high.
From word go, because
That's
she
it.
feels she's worth it.
Exactly.
Okay.
She doesn't like this man, and she wanted it was a test. You know when you want to see, when you're trying to sift out the nonsense, and you're hoping that if your first request is unreasonable, he'll actually go away.
Or maybe she's just like, I've dealt with enough people who didn't put in any effort, because I lowballed everything in the beginning. Because that's the thing us girls do. We try to be cool. Oh, I'm going to be so easygoing. Ladies, do not be easygoing. Be difficult.
Yeah, but
So
there's
she's going
difficult,
far.
and then there's Pretoria to Melrose and back.
Because it's one road.
Yeah, and also it was December, so obviously the Melrose lights, because they have all those Christmas lights. That's probably what you
Special,
want.
And there's no traffic.
No. I agree with him. She wants to say single.
Where's the first date story? How are you going to have a first date story if we're meeting at McDonald's in
You're
Midrand?
going to go to Menlyn and you're going to find a nice restaurant there, and then you're going to have your first date. And if she blows your socks off, you'll drive her to Melrose Arch.
Didn't Alex drive to Sasolburg for a first date the one time?
Well, I don't know if it was a date, but yeah, you drove to Sasolburg.
So
Men will travel.
This is the thing. Men will travel. Let them travel.
Exactly.
Guys, there are men out there who've driven much further
Way
for women.
True, there was
Way further.
sorry, there was a guy on Twitter actually over the holidays who said he had been speaking to someone online, drove I think to Cape Town to meet her, and years later they're now a couple. I think they're actually married now. But he's driven that far to meet her.
But she's in a completely different city. I get that. Like, I've met this person online. I now want to meet them in person. Let me drive to that province, stay a few nights, and come back. This is a first date.
That was also their first date. They never met.
No, but guys, I'm sticking by my story. It's unreasonable. Date him at Menlyn. Second date, you can go for a milkshake at Melrose.
011-8838-947. Ha, I remember the number. Look at me. Swing us a voice note 084-0000-947. Who is being ridiculous in this situation?
Yeah.
I say it's this guy. Even these girls don't want to date. No, girls just want you to make an effort because you think it's Tinder, and Tinder, everybody just opens up everything. The shop is like 7-Eleven from word go. No. Earn it.
Yeah.
Drive.
I agree.
That's what Cindy says. That's what we say. Cindy's like, none of that.
Come back.
Let us know. And also, whilst you're letting us know who's being ridiculous in this situation, I want the men to come on here. And even the women, come and tell Cindy how far you drove for a first date. Because I'm telling you, there are people out there who have driven further for a first date. Further for a hug.
Are they still married?
They probably are. Because they're happy because the stakes were high from word go.
You know, if I have to go on a park and ride to meet you, we have to get married.
Here's in Anele. Abafazi abafuna about my relationship, yes. Women just don't want to be in a relationship, especially women from Pretoria. So, throughout the festive season, I was on Tinder, online dating. I met this girl, liked her a lot. So, I suggested that we meet. I live in Midrand. She, on the other hand, is in Pretoria. She wants me to pick her up in Pretoria, take her to Melrose Arch, take her back to Pretoria, so that I drive back to Midrand after the date. I feel like we sometimes let go of logic just because we like someone. And for a whole first date, doesn't make sense to me.
A month and 1 day to Valentine's Day.
That's very true, hey?
And you are not going to have a person to call your Valentine if you're not willing to go the extra mile. Listen to this voice note. See, this guy, this voice note, he's going to be single by Valentine's Day. Mark my
Here's in
words.
Anele. Abafazi abafuna about my relationship, yes. Women just don't want to be in a relationship, especially women from Pretoria. So, throughout the festive season, I was on Tinder, online dating. I met this girl, liked her a lot. So, I suggested that we meet. I live in Midrand. She, on the other hand, is in Pretoria. She wants me to pick her up in Pretoria, take her to Melrose Arch, take her back to Pretoria, so that I drive back to Midrand after the date. I feel like we sometimes let go of logic just because we like someone. And for a whole first date, doesn't make sense to me.
You live in Midrand. She has to make sure that you can afford what you're getting yourself into.
I want to say it's his fault, this. Because, you know, on Tinder, you can set the range, like 5 kilometers. It's your fault that you...
No, he's in Midrand, she's in Pretoria. She
Yeah.
wants to go on a date 40 kilometers away.
I'm saying it's his fault he met the woman in Pretoria.
You
'Cause
must
why
stick
are
to people in Midrand.
Why, if you...
There's
if you're
girls
not,
in Vona Valley.
Yes.
There's girls in, what's that other one?
Carlswell.
Yeah.
Waterfall.
There's girls all of there.
Yeah.
Stick, if you don't want to drive, you must stick to the don't
Everything-
go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you use.
He would have driven to Pretoria. It was the Melrose Arch.
2 Ks from a Mall of Africa. That's it.
That's it. Then you will not stay here. This is your dance area.
Actually, now that I think about it, I dated a guy who lived in Centurion. And then he drove to where I was living, which was around here. And then we went out in Pretoria. And then he drove back and I didn't marry him.
Good for you.
But it's the effort was still nice, right? Because that was the standard.
I thought he was nuts. Yeah, no, it was.
Zunaid, good morning. Welcome to Anele in the Club.
Club. How are you guys doing?
We are fantastic. Talk to us. How far have you driven for a lady?
Well, I'm from Joburg South, where you, and I've driven to Leidenburg.
Which is in
Met
Mpumalanga.
her, yes, ma'am. Met her at the first date in Nelspruit, dropped off in Leidenburg, came back home.
See, Cindy?
And 15 years later, we are married.
There we go.
Married for 15 years, rather, sorry.
Yeah, because it was cheaper to marry her.
Yes.
Come to your
And to
place.
drive back.
to drive around like that.
The whole wedding cost less.
Well, we dated for 6 years before getting married.
And you were doing that up and down.
Yeah, up and down, up and down.
Wow.
Enjoying
Kate
it.
made a killing that 6 years.
But this is the thing, guys, because that's the standard you set. You're like, this is what I want you to do. And if you're not going to do that, it's fine. I'll wait for the next person. This whole teka there in the beginning where you're trying to be likable and agreeable. And then sooner or later down the line, it only comes back to bite you in the bum. I like this girl that said, come to Pretoria.
This
let's
is
go.
my standard.
This is my standard.
That's it.
You're going to have to stand on your tippy toes. Okay, this is top shelf stuff. And if you can get there, you can stay.
Here's in Anele. Abafazi abafuna about my relationship, yes. Women just don't want to be in a relationship, especially women from Pretoria. So, throughout the festive season, I was on Tinder, online dating. I met this girl, liked her a lot. So, I suggested that we meet. I live in Midrand. She, on the other hand, is in Pretoria. She wants me to pick her up in Pretoria, take her to Melrose Arch, take her back to Pretoria, so that I drive back to Midrand after the date. I feel like we sometimes let go of logic just because we like someone. And for a whole first date, man, doesn't make sense to me.
Spending a whole full tank of petrol on your date for the first date.
Oh, my guy, then date the mirror. If you're gonna complain, date the mirror.
Nah, it's turned into a Gautrain date at this point.
Anele, men don't want to impress anymore. Please, my sister. What you don't realize is that the dating scene has changed completely.
I think this guy dodged a bullet. At least he now knows what this lady is like. And imagine having to find out this nonsensical logistical issues later in the relationship.
And then in the relationship, you never make an effort. He told you from word go that he's not here to make any efforts. Yeah, nah. His name is Bear Minimum.
Oh, wow.
Surname. TK, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, TK. What do you think about this?
I'm with the guy, honestly. I cannot drive from Midrand all the way to Pretoria and then back to Melrose Arch and then drop her off again in Pretoria. No, there's no way.
Do you
Cost
not
of living
think
is too high.
Do you not think that on the drive, you guys are going to get to know each other? There's music playing. You guys are figuring out which radio stations you listen to. Then you start speaking, oh, Anele, oh, Antina, oh, what much? You know what I'm saying? It's like a bonding moment that even by the time you've gotten to the restaurant, you've broken so much ice.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's going to pay for the meal?
You are. You asked for the date. You asked for the date. Listen,
Anele,
TK,
remember.
if I asked you on a date, I will pay for the date. But he asked for the date.
No, but Anele, remember, back in the days, women used to stay at home and they wouldn't work. Now they are working, so you have to go 50-50.
Men also used to hunt, so pay for the meal.
The guy.
What's
and
your
they
point?
used to go to war and die.
Oh!
The guy said it's from Midrand, guys. Imagine, he's from Midrand. So give the guy...
You can sell his beanbag and pay for the meal. His camp chair, he's got enough. That nice fancy one from Cape Union.
No, TK. I think you guys have forgotten what courting is. This is courting.
I know. Cost of living, guys. Then
if you can't afford this, you can't afford a woman.
What did that other dude say on the voice notes?
Date the mirror.
Date the mirror, my friend. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the loneliest of them all? Anele, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy New Year and welcome back.
Happy New Year, Anele. So, tell us, what do you think about bare minimum?
No, shame. Bare minimum is being very, very petty, just like the caller before. Guys, relationships need effort. For instance, I stay in Rodiport and my boyfriend stays in Centurion, and he is more than happy almost all the time to drive all the way to Rodiport, and sometimes they even have dates in Centurion and he still has to drive back and drop me off.
He just makes sure you don't stay over at his house, is what I'm hearing.
No, it's not.
No. It's because she probably works, so she has to go to work. Where do you work?
Yes, I work in Woodmead.
Woodmead.
Hey, you travel, girl.
Yeah,
eh?
girl.
You're bad for the environment.
Massive carbon footprint.
I go the extra mile myself.
How long have you guys been together?
It's been 6 months now.
And he's still doing this up and down, hey, he doesn't mind.
He's happily so.
Yeah,
You see,
there we go. There is a
real
keeper,
man.
because he's proving that
Exactly.
this is what you have to do. Guys, if you want to be cool, hey, you are not built for relationships. If you want to be cool and you want to apply logic, and when you want to constantly have a calculator, you're not for relationships.
You must be giving.
And that's the thing. And and here's the thing about women. Women will take whatever you give them and they're gonna multiply it. Right? So that's the thing. If you show effort and you do this, what you're gonna get back from her, it's going to blow you away. Just drive. The end. Thank you for attending my TED Talk.
Say goodbye now. Back to making your morning.
Anele and the club.
I love this show. On 947.
Got what you need.
With him, it's all fun and games.
What more could you ask for?
Afternoons with Zwelly
This is
on 947.